I'll give you guys a release here in the next hour about the number of people that we have released, so we don't have to go through everybody. Because if you practice with them and they get hurt, then you're in trouble. We can tell the ankle's still tender. You know, he did some drill work. You can see it's much improved than it was a few days ago. It'd be a long shot for him to play in the game. Brandon's going to play in this game. Brandon will play, I'm hoping he can play half if he looks like he did today. Josh Wilson will play about 15, 20 plays. Kind of give you a couple veterans. Not going to go through the whole plan because we've got some guys banged up, and I'll share that a little bit more honestly tomorrow when I know for sure.
Back with Brandon, what's your read right now where he is in terms of readiness for the season?
That's what we're going to play him against Tampa and find out in game situation. You know, we haven't played him because we've been trying to give him enough time to heal up and give him the best chance to show us what he can do. We looked at him today. He looked pretty good in practice today. We had a good practice. We went for about an hour and 50 minutes and hit it pretty hard. So we'll get a chance to find out.
Who did you have returning punts in practice today, and who gets the first crack against the Bucs?
We actually had 14 guys returning punts today, so everybody wants a shot to be our returner. But I'd say our experienced guys are guys that you all know about. You know, Santana's done it in the past. D. Hall's done it. I think everybody saw what Chris Thompson has done. So we got a few guys back there, along with Sky. We saw him what he's done in a couple preseason games. So we've got a few candidates back there.
Would you use someone who means as much on offense or defense as Santana or D'Angelo as a full-time punt returner?
If they're the best returner, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, how important is it to you to have a returner who would already have been on your 53-man roster rather than someone who may make 53 just for
Well, I think everybody would like to have that, you know, the perfect world. But normally I always look at it, you got 21 on offense, 21 on defense, you got, you know, 3 specialists and a kind of a wild card. You know, we've had that in the past that can help you on special teams. If it's a kicker, a returner, if it's a defensive back, running back, a guy that just adds a lot to your special teams. Because I always believe that you should be able to get it done with 21 on each side of the ball and, you know, the 3 specialists plus a wild card that helps you in that area. So a lot of possibilities.
Aldrich returned it a couple years ago. Haven't seen him. I guess he did a little bit last summer too in practice. Would you trust him back? Is he someone you would consider at this point? And what are some of the things that you're looking for? If you have a young guy who you haven't seen it done, who you have not seen it do it in a real game, what are things are you looking for out of them?
Well, number one, Aldrich does have that capability to returning punts and kicks. The reason why he didn't do it in college, he was too valuable as a wide receiver. And he had 19 touchdowns his senior year, and I talked to June Jones, and he says he's by far the best punt returner and kickoff returner, but they couldn't take the chance of getting him hurt. So he's another possibility as well. You know, he's gotten much better. We haven't put him out there for obvious reasons. Richard did a great job for us last year, but now that he's gone, we experimented today. We'll do it the next couple of days. We'll see how we step up in a game situation against Tampa and then make a decision.
I mean, what are some of the primary things you're looking for? And we saw, like, Sky drop the ball the one time or put the ball on the ground. Chris has fumbled twice from scrimmage. How much does that weigh into when you're looking for a guy back?
Well, you can't have anybody that turns the football over. We've talked about that before, regardless of what position you play. You can't turn it over and play in the National Football League. But we've got some guys with some ability, and we'll get a chance to see hopefully some returns in the game and kind of give us a little bit better idea of what direction we could go.
Mike, how big of a loss is Richard as a cornerback and how far he's come, one? And did he mention anything to you guys after that first punt return, which he took a pretty good lick on and he came up kind of hobbled and ran off the field?
No, he said he was fine. I talked to him this morning, you know, after the first punt return. It was one of the few times he really changed directions and didn't just turn it upfield. He was really disappointed. He's worked extremely hard, you know, this offseason to put himself in position that he's at right now. He's a great kid, an unbelievable worker. He's done everything you ask a kid to do to give himself an opportunity to be successful. And it is a blow, not only to him but to us when you lose a good football player, but that's the nature of the business. We're going to have a guy step up now and hopefully get the job done for us.
Mike, to follow up on Russ for a minute there, did Crawford have any ACL damage as well?
Yeah, ACL, LCL, MCL. Had a little damage in there. Be about a 9-month recovery.
You had Stallworth in here for, I guess, the better part of the last 3 months working through training camp, and you said you liked his veteran experience. Is this just a classic case of wanting to get him out there and give him an opportunity to be somewhere else if he can be there?
Well, what happened is he had a hamstring injury. Anytime you get set back and you're missing a couple weeks, it's really hard to make the football team when you can't go out there as a veteran and show what you can do. Dante's always been a guy that has been a stand-up guy. He's not only played the wide receiver position well as a receiver, but he's blocked well. He's wanted to help on special teams, but you could see with the setback with his hamstring, he just wasn't ready.
Last year, I think Philip Daniels played Turk and kind of walked around and grabbed guys. Who does that for you this
Say
year?
again?
Who plays Turk? Who's the guy that's telling guys they're cut on this staff?
We have a bunch of people, when they come into the building, they tell them to see me. So
You don't have one person that does it, like some teams.
we have about 4 or 5 people that do it. Yeah.
Give us an update on Barry Cofield, and I know that obviously wouldn't play Thursday, but do you have any sort of update on him and how long he might have to wear that cast?
I really don't know how long he'll wear the cast. He'll wear a cast for a while until we feel that there's no chance of injury with that bone to protect himself. But his fingers will be free, so he'll be able to use his hand. He was out there running pretty hard today, got some good condition in, and he'll continue to do that. Usually over the first week or first 4 or 5 days, they don't want him to run too much, put too much pressure in that area, inflame it at all. But right now the doctors feel pretty good where he's at, and it's a good sign that he's back getting some good conditioning.
You think by now I'd have a full read on your sense of humor, but when you said 14 guys returned punts today, was that?
Yeah, that was a joke.
Okay.
Yeah. I know. I know. Joe, you and me could be in the same room together.
That could be dangerous for you.
Oh, believe me, that was.
Wait.
Now the guys that have experience, I think we all know. You get a guy like Santana who's returned punts. When he first got in the league, I watched his returns back in college. What he was able to do. So Santana's a guy that we got a lot of confidence in, and you always got to take a look at a young guy as well. A guy like Chris, and we've got another few guys that have the potential to do it. I hate to tell you right now because I really don't know. We'll take the next couple of days to evaluate it, just like we talked about, and try to give a couple of game situations and try to get a guy that for sure catches it and doesn't turn it over. That's number one priority.
When you cut a guy like Dante who's been around for so long, or a veteran guy, how is that conversation different than maybe a first-year guy or an undrafted free agent?
Well, for me, if they're cut at this time as a veteran player, and you know he's not going to make your team, and he's been very good to you, what I tell him, I said, hey, you've been great for me. You've given me everything that I could ask anybody to do, like Dante he has. I didn't want to lose him a year ago to New England, but he did leave. But I thought in his best interest, since I knew he wasn't going to be on our football team, was to tell him early, give him a chance possibly to get with another football team because his hamstring right now is healed, and wish him the best.
Evan Royster said that he hopes to play Thursday, but he's not sure. Do you need to see more from a guy like him who's been on the team, and you've already seen him in the preseason a little bit?
Well, you always want to see guys compete, but injuries do happen. Evan's working as hard as he can to be ready for Thursday night, and hopefully he is. But, you got to come up with the top 53 players. It's nice when you have some tough decisions to make, and that's a situation you want to be in. When it's easy to find your top 53, usually that's not a good sign. No, it had nothing to do with Kirk.
Put the ball on the turf, and then you guys had a conversation. How did that go, and how did you like the way he responded?
Well, it went well. All I said. Went well. Hey, don't fumble that ball again. That was some great coaching right there. No, I just told him in his profession, regardless of how great you are, the great running backs, once you fumble the ball, you can't play. I don't care if you're a receiver, a quarterback, running back, ball security is the number one priority, and you can't turn the football over. I told him to wipe it out. I said, hey, it's over with, wipe it out, and I was really proud with the way he bounced back and caught that punt in a very tough situation with a low hang time, and he's running forward. A lot of guys, they're not going to hit that thing full speed. So I was proud of the way he came back.
How would you evaluate him as a runner?
Pardon me?
How would you evaluate what you've seen of Chris as a runner so far?
Well, one of the reasons why we drafted Chris is we know what he can do outside because he has a big play capability. We want to see what he could do inside. I like what I see, especially after not playing all last year, coming off of the ACL, and I think he'll just keep on getting better as time goes on. Oh, it's big time. It's big time. Max is $10,000, so $10,000 it is. That's right. Hey. You know what? I think that'd be great. What do you guys think? Just to make sure that they know you're going to pay the fine. That's just $1,000 each guy. Okay. He doesn't think it's very funny anymore, does he? Anything else? Okay, thanks.